This time, I have a little something different. I'm gonna go through the entire as best as I can, go through my entire canon with each and every one of you here. And the possible fun part is, if I have it my way, I'll be working with this stream, the great Betty Cracker, the brownie lady. I was hoping to see, like, we've had some fun talks together. I thought we build off each other so well sometimes. I always think to myself, Jesus, I wish I was streaming that moment. Because, yeah. So let's begin at the beginning. Dr. Scott. The type of guy that got his medical license only to lose his medical practice because he was conducting inhumane and questionable experiments. So, I would have to go along and go about do my own thing. But naturally, someone like myself, coming across people like William Birkin and Adam West Albert Wesker, becoming scientific colleagues of mine, as I can't quite give you a picture of this. So picture myself, Dr. Scott, William Birkin, and Albert Wesker going through the hallways of specimens, and we stop at the control center, and I turn to my left and I turn to my right. I then hand each of them the compound, a mixture of Gogothan virus, blight serum, and remnant compound, of which they commence to have themselves injected. But in my world, of course, I would have had to have gotten this stuff somewhere. And all of the blight research begins and ends with the Great Pumpkin. It would be the Great Pumpkin that would help me fight what they called the entity. As when I got to this world, I allied with the Great Pumpkin so as to help fight off the entity, which the blight is almost like, well, okay, consider the blight like a kind of body of something, and then consider the entity like the body of something, like, say, let's compare it to the human body or something. And then we have the blight over here, which is like an infectious, like, I don't know if any of you have ever seen someone who's had an abscess, but my father once had an abscess that like reached from it started like somewhere at the throat. It just kept going down, but it was almost like a dead flesh tendril, or like a kind of a twisted vine. It's just the way it grew, the way it spread like that. So consider the blight like a kind of infection as far as the entity is concerned. Now, if you can fully control the blight, you can actually not only stave off the entity completely, but even possibly at least come very close to killing it off. So, oh, don't worry. I'm not gonna let it get too boring. I'm gonna slip in some killing sprees every now and then to pepper it in with this story time. And well, a lot of different reasons for either a certain subject siding with me or me siding with them. And I'll start with an example. Sadako of the Ringu. I would have sympathized with her cause, already knowing of how she died, when she died, and why she died. I felt it was necessary for me to exhume her body, reanimate her body, and put her in my trials as a form of granting her her revenge. Because in my heart of hearts, I believe Sadako's revenge and rage are justified. And if you've watched the Ring movie, you can see where I'm going with this. I mean, you could see, I don't know what to say, honestly. I mean, okay, fine, mama or stepmother, it's not working out, then put her back in an orphanage or something. Just drop her down the fucking well. What's wrong with you? Wow, parenting or mother of the year, huh? I don't know. I've always felt bad for Sadako, the way she died, and that her death was absolutely needless. If I could be that mad scientist to find a way for her to get her revenge, I would totally do it. Let's see. Or the time of which even my curiosity would get the better of me, and I would have to explore other realms of possibility and sensation. So naturally, I would go to the lament configuration and solve it, but I would, of course, make a deal with Pinhead. I keep granting you souls, and you work with me. Work with me, and I'll grant you all the souls that you can consume. Or Umbrella works, not only just the obvious ones, of course, William G., the mutated Albert Wesker, the Nemesis Project, but mushroom zombies. A research into cordyceps husks to use them as a expendable soldier of war.
Actually, see if you could use the last one.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll hit better. As well as my being on the side of Skynet and all that, such as, would you believe that out of all of my studies, I found that Skynet itself counts as qualifies as a singularity? But more on that later. As well as like an idea of having my apprentice willing to go through the clinical trials to become the first of my prototypes for a Terminator, myself and Skynet working together. Instead of wrapping flesh around a technical endoskeleton, the reverse, a more gradual, however, process of a human getting more and more implants until they are more machine than man, gradually becoming a Terminator from a human, which would be the type of deal that I would make with Skynet is, one, I'm on the machine side, and two, I wish to leave my humanity behind. So the more implants, the better, until I can finally become more machine than man. As well as working with Alice Little, ergo allowing me to use her as a test subject, psychologically speaking, and in return, after Alice Madness Returns, where her realities fuse, teach her how to use this new reality, this new power of hers, such as harnessing the ruin, and through the ruin, even mastering the Jabberwocky, bringing these things under her own control, rather than having to fight against them. So personally speaking, with stuff like the Red Queen, the Jabberwocky under her control, and all of the shattered souls of the ruin being under control, she could have herself a verifiable army to use against the enemy. And S.C.P. tapeworm. We've discussed this before, but basically it is the tapeworm S.C.P. that you're all familiar with, except this one has a bit of a twist. Before she was at the final stages of the body bursting stage of the tapeworm, she had just recently lost her baby. And, you know, grieving its loss, going to its funeral and such. But at the bursting stage of when the S.C.P. tapeworm had finally emerged from her body, instead of freaking out, instead of becoming afraid, she actually had embraced it as if it were her own child. Usually, when the creature is born and becomes human and such, it is to blend in with the human race, except this time her embracing this creature had already made it feel safe and accepted, and never really had to fully transform into a human baby. So keeping some of its anomalous traits, they became a kind of inseparable pair. It believing it to be itself to be safe with her, and in her grieving delusion had kept it close to her own bosom as if it were her own child. And of course, okay, everybody out there, let me ask you a little question. What is the first thing that goes wrong before everything goes wrong in just about every damn alien movie? When it comes to, like, say, they wanted to keep it, trap it, or take it back to their labs to study it. What was the first thing that was always the first red flag? I'll give you a minute. You give up? It's when they first, like, say, Alien Resurrection was like, when she was able to squeeze the information out of them. It was like, You teach it to roll over, play fetch. Okay, let me guess. Is it growing rather fast, very quickly? It gets asked him some key questions. He's like, you've got a queen. That's where it always goes so wrong, is when they acquire a queen. And that's where everything just blows up in their face, is because once you get a queen involved, the procreation goes out of control. And now the next thing you know, your whole space station is under siege by the things. So getting having a queen in the mix, really stupid, bad idea. The best thing you could do is do what they were doing originally, is continue to keep cloning them, one at a time, really. Keep doing that. Because that way you can be sure firsthand that their breeding doesn't go out of control. Just a thought. It's almost like Weyland Yutani Corp just did not give two shits. Like, they wanted the specimen, yeah, I get it. But did they really?
Did you try it beforehand? Is it clear at the beginning? Okay, just use the...
Haven't tried mine yet. God damn. Ah. Yeah, right there you are. I forgot I was streaming. Okay. While we're here. I don't know if I have it in this stream of streams, but I'll go on with it. That I wanted to create for Pinhead what I call the New Order of the Gash. Yep, because that crew he hangs with, Butterball, the Chatterer, and the female Cenobite, that's known as the Order of Order of the Gash. And I figured it's gone through some prototype stages, but I finally settled on making his Order of the Gash actually all three guest stars from Crypt TV. So he's in his under his employ, he has the Birch, the Looksee, and the Mordeo. You're right.
You have my permission? Yeah. Yeah, let's just use that. Freaking silver.
figure it out and all that. All right. Oh, and not only that, but okay, I probably given a visual might help with this and all, but this guy here always reminded me of, see, there's this point in the Hellraiser comics that it speaks of this lady who has this admirer of hers. He's locked in chains, and she keeps cutting off pieces of his flesh and making things with that. But one of the parts that she cuts out of him was a heart-shaped piece out of his chest. And it always reminded me of that. So I decided, what if I was to make this guy here Leviathan himself? And that would kind of help make it, because they would kind of make up for how Leviathan actually appears in a comic, which is something, honestly, I don't know what to say, really. Ah, yeah, a postman. Was his main look. A really average Joe kind of style to it. But I thought, what if Leviathan was to take that particular man, you know, that was having pieces cut out of him at a specific point in time, almost like Endgame style, go to that point in time, grab this guy and use him as a meat puppet, so that he can, you know, keep an eye on his main general here, Pinhead. So, you know, try anything too cheeky. Keep his main general in line, if you will. Especially while Pinhead is under my employ, because God only knows what's going to happen if me and Pinhead were to work together. What sights we can show you. Yeah. Oh yeah, a deadite night. I stuck mostly with that particular form of night. But we were just the sucking action, try to like find that right. But take a look at this rusty, crusty bastard. Tell me this isn't like some sort of cross between a dead-eyed knight and one of those like green glowy knights you would have run across in Doom Eternal, right? So if you're all still with me, I'm just gonna take care of this something, and then we're gonna kill something and all that, so I don't bore you guys to tears. Oh, one of the weird theories I've come up with, this is gonna kill you guys. Okay, check it out. What if like all of Dead by Daylight and all of that was something like, it boiled down to something like, this was all like, because when Michael Myers was retrieved, it was like after Halloween 1, where he goes and finds himself in a coma. So what about this? What if every event in Dead by Daylight was just a fever dream as Michael Myers lying in a coma? Or if nothing else, though, not only is he in an endless dream while he's in a coma, that's where Freddy comes in. So basically, he's stuck in a nightmare, and none of this is real. And I know it's been said that Jeepers Creepers isn't on their radar. Riddle me this. You gonna sit there and tell me this bitch here doesn't look like a creeper? Like, come on. I think that had to have been like the main inspiration for this character design in general all around. And actually, the reason why I bought this costume is because, you know what, I could use a creeper in my roster. Oh. But I still don't know what to make of this guy, you know? I honestly even fancied with the idea that this could be like an Old West version of like The Crow. You know what I mean? Almost like a extremely old world prequel idea. You know, it had this cowboy. What would they be called? Lost his wife to bandits, of whom also burned his house down. With him inside, left him for dead. Something like that. But he comes back with the power of the crow. Just don't know what to do with him. Anyone has any ideas, let me know. You know, because my canon could always use improvements. I don't have that much of a god complex. I could always improve. What about this guy? Oh, that's the thing. After kidnapping... God, what's his name again? Excuse me, Pinhead, I'll be right back. Shit. David? Something? I just gotta be sure. What's his name again? Blah. Alright. James Sunderland, Mr. I Deserve This. After I kidnapped this guy, like Jigsaw style, pretty much this is his trial too. Bring him here to this hellscape where he has to make a choice. Face his demons or die. Choice is yours. It'll have him show himself to himself what he really is. It's not all doom and gloom. He could possibly still save his soul. And I would have to say, bringing someone like that to a trial like this, I would have to have help from something like Pinhead or Freddy Krueger and all that, because, you know, can't just whip hellscapes out of my ass. I need help. Woohoo! I even had to go along and include my poor niece in my sick little games. One uses their makeup to spread fear and terror and chaos, while someone like, say, my niece would use her makeup for something like cultural significance, or a celebration of one's heritage, and so on. they both have a thing for purple. Another thing you're going to notice is when it comes to their actual builds and so on, I've actually built them off of each other. Like, let's see, like for example, one of the biggest things about my clown is being around the guy. Recovering is just not an option. Knocking you down longer and stronger and harder. Being in his presence makes it even harder to heal. And well, I'll have to get back to the rest. But as with her, like for example, him making it hard to heal. Oh, something like, for example, something to do with hooks. Well, it's been a long time since I actually built this out. I'm gonna have to get back to you off of each other. Or opposite characters. Like two sides to myself. Or another idea here. I felt like okay, well, here's the sitch, because of the way the legalities are going with Friday the 13th and Jason Voorhees and Pamela Voorhees and so on. You know what? We're never going to see another Friday the 13th or Jason movie in our lifetime. It's over. But I was thinking, what about someone that would be like the next generation of the Jason archetype? Someone like Mandy Mayhem. Think about it. She would have a thing for hockey masks. She likes sharp, pointy objects. She could go into adrenaline-fueled frenzies and except some differences, like she's a total cat person, so her outfits and her get-ups or her costumes would involve a lot of cat-like stuff. And you would think, what does any of my canon have to do with Bubba, aka Leatherface, aka from Texas Chainsaw Massacre? All I got is one thing to tell you. He's my cook. A Leatherface. He has the meats. That's why. That's all I got for you. Okay, so let me show you my mushroom zombie. Do not trust the mushrooms. This could be you. First it starts with a stalk out your head. Then you just crust over with cordyceps until you're a zombie husk. Or I always felt this would be a good attempt at making a homunculi or a homunculus. An artificially stitched together vessel with an attached soul. But before we go on, it's time to kill. I've kept it waiting long enough. Got more canon to go over and all that, and it's nice to take a kill break. But one sec before I do that, one last thing. I gave my Freddy build all phobias, along with the chance to kill his obsession. So it is like total Freddy shit, right? This is how you use him. Let's roll. You can make Freddy fun. Watch. Because that's my boy right there. I grew up on Freddy Krueger all these years. And even before they made the remake, yeah, I already always knew the truth. I would preach it everywhere I go. He wasn't just a killer. He was something more, something darker. Although I think it's like two edges of two edges of a bar. It was really extreme one way or the other. Now, what I would like to see is the truth about Freddy Krueger, yes, but with more of the old-fashioned Freddy Krueger sense of humor. Because on this side, or on the left, think of a bar and think of on that left side, or your stage right side, you have the Freddy that honestly can't take anything seriously. He's always making jokes and jokes and jokes to where it starts getting so, I don't know, dad jokey, just really bad. Then you have this other side of the interpretation of Freddy Krueger, which doesn't seem to have a sense of humor that I'm aware of. Zilch. He's got no sense of humor at all. That's like extreme one way or the other. Can we like balance him out? He's real, he's dark, he's scary, but he can have a, you know, a more of a sense of humor to him, so that he's not too dark, you know. He's Freddy Krueger, you know, he's not Batman. you know, someone who doesn't know how to smile, Bruce Wayne, he is not. Thought I'd, you know, be real and give my true thoughts about that while we're waiting for our match here. We need a balanced Freddy. A more truthful, more darker Freddy, but not so dark that, I don't know, that, yeah, the only thing I could say is more of a sense of humor is the only way I could describe it. Damn, Freddy, why so serious? Oh, like how it was put with like Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare, and all that. No, it was the one to where like he was going to go out. He finally found his daughter and all that, right? And what was it? God damn it! I had a point to this. Oh yeah, that's what it was. All the victims in that movie, though, it's like he was totally fucking around. Like, playing with them more than usual. Playing with his food. As if after all the killings in Springwood and after everything's been cleared out and the adults in the area were left in hysteria, he was running out of victims. He finally got some more people to play with, and by God, if he wasn't going to have fun with these ones, because it's been a while. And it's not like he has to toy with his food, but, you know, because of all the souls he's taken up to that point, he would be at, like, God tier power by now. Really high up there. Like, serious level up. But he just had so much fun with those particular targets because it's been a while, and it's been a while since he's had fun with a kill. It's just, yeah. And so I would imagine up to that point, things were starting to get a little stale, huh? Just, what's it like to see Freddy Krueger just bored to tears. Just sitting there. Jesus, I wish I didn't kill them all. Somebody will have to play with. It's bullshit. What does one to do with themselves? Play hopscotch again with the girls in white, or maybe some more jump rope. But that damn song, they won't shut up with it. You know. Oh yeah, and speaking of which, my Freddy in Second Life is completely out of date, so I need to get that fixed up. I've even had this, like, stay with me on this. I've had this crazy idea about, like, Freddy Krueger, or like a kind of a complete redo from the shoes up. For starters, what if we were to completely flip his MO, and let's start like an angry spirit that, like, when he was growing up as a kid, he was, it starts off naturally again that he was abused as a child and all of that. But, like, this so makes sense in a minute. But, like, no, I was just, because there's still some things I didn't quite prepare. But, like, the main idea is, like, for reasons here and there, he goes from place to place, until he finds, like, houses of, like, abusive parents, like people who beat their kids and mistreat their kids and exploit them, or other dark things that I'd rather not say here on YouTube. But the point is that he would go from house to house looking for these victims, and he would actually go around killing their parents and liberating the kids and shit. But he would, like, it would be like a total flip. The ones that are in his crosshairs would be the grown-ups mistreating I had to gloss over some things because I'm still working on that, or I never worked out that origin story. Just giving up on that idea. But this idea for a next generation of Jason Voorhees, or the Jason archetype, yeah, I'm down with that. I mean, it is so sad to say goodbye to Jason Voorhees, but we're gonna have to. He's not coming back. Until their respective right holders can get their legal shit together, we're never gonna see another Jason movie or game or etc. ever again. It's sad to say. And of course, one and the other is saying, like, how this lawsuit and these things would have made them suffer, and I agree. But who suffered the most? The fans. What's up? Oh shit! Here. Gonna kick it. Oh yeah. And with that, it's fixed. Have you tried kicking it like an old television? That might work. Hello? Hello? You know, that's kind of a missed opportunity too. Is like, say, you take them all into the dream world, or they start that way, and you don't have the girls in white playing jump rope and singing one, two, na, na, na. You know what I'm saying? Missed opportunity. Could have, had that as a part of his power set and whatnot, just to mind freak people a little more, or not. Yeah. Boom. Well, I can say, like like I say about Ash Williams, Freddy isn't Freddy unless he's nice and covered in blood. You know, like Ash Williams. Shh. Zip it. Ash Williams isn't Ash Williams unless he's covered in blood. Everyone knows that. Otherwise, it's just weird. His clothes are too clean. I don't like it. That would have been a good idea to do that generator, because I mostly would have thought to look there because I stumbled upon this one by accident. Like, but even still, I wouldn't think to go to that one to break it, because survivors were using it. It's just like tucked away and kind of out of sight a bit. You wouldn't think to look there. Oh, hey. I don't like that noise. Alright. Shoot. Alright. This way. Either pay my electric bill or stop using my generators. All right. Booga booga booga. Hello. Ooh. Someone's falling asleep. Yeah. High five. Yeah. Oh, no biggie. Kinda. Oops. Huh? Haha. Huh. I've given up on my idea for a new kind of Freddy, but what about this? That could be how I got him in my roster, in my canon, is I gave him all the victims he could ever want, the freedom to do it as much as he pleased, but he's in rehab. He's going to be going after the kind of people that would beat their kids rather than going after kids, because shame on you. You need to be rehabilitated, sir. Yeah. The screams never get old. Oh, I see you. Oh dear. Ah, my face. I do get to smash it. Ha ha ha. There he is. Yeah. Interesting. Hey. Where you go? Where'd you go? Oh. Ah, son of a bitch. No good. Tag. I'm surprised no one used a flashlight like even once. Oh. Oh. I hear you. Oh. Ah. Walk this way, sir. And of course, no camping. You do you. You're doing great. Keep struggling and whatnot. Oh, shit. Daddy Cougar is pissed. Now you're gonna get it. Well, I might as well smash it. Hello. Tag. Balls. I mean, bollocks. Oh, there it is. Haha. Slap. Wayne Brady had to slap out. Oops. They all escaped. Level up. Cool. All right. I gotta say, out of all the hybrids under my belt, a alien human, a alien Tarkatan, and an alien predator, I gotta say the alien predator has always been my favorite. The perfect specimen. Oh yeah. Then there's the Titans, of course. It was just out of sick, twisted curiosity if I were to take Aaron Yeager and the woman, I forget, the woman who was to be the Warhammer Titan, and of course the one who was the Armored Titan, and give them one last chance at each other's throats of who would win this fight. Or if they had, like, you know, if she's like, if Aaron or Aaron Yeager or the Armored Titan were to ever say to each other, you know, if things were different, you know, I would have won that fight, right? Like, well, this is one way to find out. Pit them against each other one more time, and have that argument settled once and for all. And of course, especially with the Warhammer Titan, my reasoning for her existing in such a form in this world would be, or like, why are they? You see, it's hard to call them titans when they're not titanic size. But here's my explanation as to why they're people size: is when they were brought to this world and such, and were patched up and healed up. When they got here, it would appear that their Titan form and their human form were fused. Well, that being said, all y'all remember how the human form of the Warhammer Titan died? As Eren Yeager used the Jaw Titan to crush the crystal to devour her. When the crystal gave, it was almost like being surrounded by a glass chamber and then having all of that glass come down on you, cutting you up, all sorts of up in the process, and that would explain her appearance, as if she was fused with her body after death. When she got to this world, she'd be some serious tatters, wouldn't she? Other special things, like, that's why she's weakened against pallets and such things like that. And with the armored Titan, the only reason why he's not busting through all of the walls and just not even flinching with the stuff like being dropped, pallets being dropped on him and such things like that, is because, as you can see, his armor is injured. And you see all these here are what, I don't know, I keep forgetting what we call them in the story, but I keep calling them that's what it was, I keep naming them after Mad Max's Thunder Poons. He got Thunder Pooned. So after getting enough thunder rods shot at him and all that, when he was retrieved for this world, he was caught in a state of nearly being blown up to death, or like the thunder rods that were in him had done enough significant damage that stunning him with a pallet isn't something out of the question. Okay, and I gotta admit too, I am actually impressed with the blight skin for the alien, I'm not gonna lie. And actually, I realized this is the only one with facial features. Although that still leaves me with one question, though, as cool as that is, we've spoken of the rule of cool. Now, I'm against the rule of cool, and I'm hardcore onto the idea of Chekhov's gun. You see, I could put that in there if I wanted, because it's pretty cool. But how am I going to explain that? What significance does it have in my canon? Why is it there? What is it doing there and why? As opposed to the hybrid that I have going on right now. Which, for my personality and all that, would make perfect sense why I wouldn't have this thing made in my lab. So, next time we return here, I'm going to have more fun, exploring more fun ways to play as Leatherface, as well as refinding the fun as playing as the Trapper. And I'm going to try and explore different ways on how not to be I don't even know what to call it, the kind of nurse that people hate to play against, and find a way to play the nurse in a way that is fun for everyone. So I'll see you then.